this opens the door for Blade to come in now.
So just one sec. You're telling me the Blade, the one that disputedly or undisputedly kickstarted all of the Marvel film franchise
To some degree
can make a reappearance.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams.
Hi everyone, we're Pun Fun. I'm Giuliano. I'm here with
Hey, my name is Ryan. Welcome to Pun Fun.
Ryan. Can you tell the people at home that for some reason decided to miss our last episodes, tell them what Pun Fun is all about and what to expect in our channel?
Yeah, so Pun Fun is where we have fun with puns. We basically break down anything to do with comics, the creators, the artists, the pencilers, the writers, mashed it into one place, mixed in with a little bit of pop culture, and there you go.
And sprinkle some fanboy on top, and we're like, that sounded weirder than it was. Absolutely. So if you don't want to miss a beat, you don't want to miss an episode, because we are usually pretty time content specific. So basically we review things as soon as we see them, and we talk about them, and so we just watched the latest episode of WandaVision, and so we're going to talk about that in this episode, season finale, episode 9. We're going to talk about a little bit about breakdown of this episode, but obviously if you haven't watched it, make sure to watch it before you watch this show, because this is a big spoiler warning.
Plaster it
on my forehead, everywhere you gotta go. It is absolutely crucial. We're gonna be talking about our predictions, because Ryan has read every single thing Marvel. He's the encyclopedia.
Don't quote him on that.
I'm just gonna when I Google, I just text Ryan. And so basically, he's going to be telling us what he thinks are the predictions for the following phase of the MCU and what to expect, and what kind of the WandaVision show, which is pretty much the first show of its kind, leads to in this new era of the MCU. But of course, if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe. We want to make sure that you are up to date with our content. Without further ado, Ryan, what the hell happened? This is season finale. Mind blown. So many things happened.
Mind blown, RV blown, Buick blown. Yeah, this is good. This was a great episode. People were saying it was lacking action. No, there was tons of action this time around.
It's the most action we've had in the whole season. What are they talking about?
I've seen like comments of people saying like they're devastated, they're crying. Some people rejoiced. It was a mix of everything. It was really good. It was well written, and I mean, we followed her through the whole, her whole adventure, her whole, grievance, and now she finally has this moment of, this breakthrough, a bit of closure, if you will, as well.
And I think closure is the right word, because obviously you don't. I personally, I got emotional at the end, but that's just me.
Yeah.
That
is just you.
That is just me. I was the only one sitting in their living room.
Exactly, with the one tear.
Exactly. No, I mean, with the kids and the whole thing. And obviously, Vision, there is kind of a
double vision. No,
but there is. I just found that, because I was expecting a whole fight and a whole thing. And honestly, you know what? It was relieving not to have it, because I feel like it was exhausting. It would have been exhausting to see Vision face Spectral for honestly no reason. And it just felt like, okay, let's focus on Agnes or Agatha versus Wanda. Let's focus on Wanda's powers. And we know that Vision, is going to lead to. So I like what they did. They fought for 12 seconds, and then they became friends, kind of like every 9-year-old ever. And so it became like are you familiar with the sheep theories? Naturally. And they became best friends right after that, like stepbrothers.
They definitely had a what is it, Sherman and Peabody moment, which was it was great. Again, they're two intellects, and they really showcased it. They had an understanding, they had a conversation, proving you don't need fists to win fights.
Absolutely.
But maybe a few books.
Yep. This is based on this one scene and not based on the rest of the MCU, which is completely fists. But absolutely, yeah, you got the whole gauntlet out there. So yeah, it's breakdown. I don't want to get too much into what the episode was about, obviously, because if you haven't watched it, watch it.
Yep.
But there's 2 post-credit scenes in this one.
Right.
And so what?
Crazy.
What happened at the end? What happened? Like what does this leave off? What does this leave off?
Okay, so so first of all, we need to break down what the Darkhold is. So I know right now when you guys are gonna finish that last post-credit scene, you're gonna see, Wanda. She now finally knows how to make those platforms that we see Doctor Strange is able to make. She's actually just floating on one without even having to manipulate it. So it's just there. She's opening the Darkhold, and let me explain what that is. So basically, the Darkhold is. I'm
just miming. I'm just giving them.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So basically, what it is, it's this elder god, that basically we call them now demons, who gets cast away. So basically, he needs to go to another realm, and to keep a conduit open to our world, to Earth. Basically, he created, or this being created, basically pages and scrolls of magic. How to get power and all kinds of different techniques and stuff that he's learned throughout I guess his own lifespan, and how to basically wield that magic. But there's a give and take, right? So by using this, by using that, you're also opening a path. You're leaving that pathway open for this person to come through. So as you mentioned in the first episode, which I'm really happy, so Kachan was basically this being that we kind of mentioned here and there. Now that the book is wide open, this person, this being, this god, as we spoke of, is the one who actually created that book, who put those pages together. So it's the Book of the Damned, as they said in the show. What it is all of these recollect of these scrolls now into one, or bind it into one book. It's actually the birthplace for like werewolves and vampires, which kind of brings us to the Morbius movies. So that opens the door wide open for that. Who hunts usually vampires? Well, usually another vampire, which is Blade, or half vampire, if you will. So this opens the door for Blade to come in now.
So just one sec. You're telling me the Blade, the one that disputedly or undisputedly kickstarted all of the Marvel film franchise,
to some degree,
can make a reappearance.
Well, yeah, there was a recast. So as we know now,
is it Mashallah Ali?
Exactly. So exactly. So when his name was called up back in San Diego, it was crazy. The fans were losing it. They showed just the logo. But he has the acting chops for it. He's gonna do it justice for sure. I mean, Wesley Snipes could have also done just as great of a job, but I think it's time to hand over the torch, and I think they've done it so well. We're gonna see what it looks like. But
and it's tough to do stunts with a cane, so it's really the
right.
No,
Exactly.
It would be cool. Obviously, Marvel always does this. They're gonna give it an homage to Wesley Snipes. It's probably gonna be him in some sort of zombie. What am I saying? A vampire.
Maybe it's his father or
what
something.
Am I talking?
Yeah,
vampire setup, or I don't know. There's gonna be something.
It's gonna be him with some neon lights, raving. No, I think it's gonna be really cool. Exactly. He's the one who bites him, or his mother.
He bites himself. No, for sure. There's gonna be some sort of homage to him. But I'm excited about that.
Vampire.
Never go. Yeah.
Let's. At least hopefully they won't sparkle as well, but that's another thing.
So how does this connect to Twilight?
It doesn't. Hey.
What?
Exactly.
I'm Team Jacob, bro, all the way. Like, what are you talking about?
So anyway, so that book, as we said, brings all this out. It opens a chapter to all these different new Phase 4 items that was brought up. Just there's another thing I wanted to mention regarding it. Oh, right. So in that scene again, you see her, going through the pages, but you also have these what seems to be blobs, which kind of look like, again, pocket universes, but she's learned how to create barriers and to manipulate them in a sense that nothing can go out or in. So these can be, if anything, pocket universes already that she's searching, maybe trying to locate her kids. And I think she may have found one where her kids may be calling out from, but is it really her kids, or is it,
Yeah, exactly. So because you hear them calling out at that post-credit scene. And then you just rewind a couple minutes before, and because we had the post-credit scene, this was the second post-credit scene. We have the first post-credit scene where we basically have Monica Rambeau kind of pulled to the side by a shapeshifter, which is a Skrull. And so basically, anyway, we basically have a whole new opening for that character as well. And so,
right. And there is a Captain Marvel too. So,
well, exactly, because she ends up in the comics, correct me if I'm wrong, becoming Captain Marvel or a version of Captain Marvel.
She does. So there's no, yeah. So she becomes Captain Marvel when Captain Marvel was Miss Marvel. So she's been Photon, she's been Spectrum as well. She's had different irradiation, but yeah, that's exactly it. The person that phones her is basically an old friend of her mom's, which I would think is Mr. Fury himself. Exactly. All I need really is an eye patch, and I can probably pull it off. Maybe take off the beard.
you did dress up as Nick Fury last Halloween.
No, exactly. But I probably had a few less pounds on it too. Anyways, but yeah.
No, for sure, and that's cool because they're opening up two completely different storylines, because obviously Wanda, they kind of cross paths in WandaVision, but right. In reality, I don't really see them really, coming together in the future that much. It's kind of be two completely different storyline as far as I see it. Right. The same way Wanda and the current Captain Marvel are two storylines, Brie Larson. So that's really cool. And then you also see already that she has powers. We don't exactly know 100% what they are, but you see her kind of stopping a bullet and
right.
And having that field of vision to kind of see energy or whatever, the witch's spell or whatever you want to call it. She
right.
can see that.
She can see things that we can't through a naked eye, as you've mentioned. So the spectrum, the hex or the spells, but also yes, she's able also to phase in and out. So when the bullet came through her, she phased in, and once it came out, basically she was able to phase back in. So maybe whoever goes in or out of the hex with that mutation may have also picked up on the spell that she created to make Vision have his powers. Maybe to some degree they get influenced as well, to kind of pick up on his powers.
Because she did go in there like 3 times. She did cross the hex
right.
like 3 times. So I think that's probably why, because obviously nobody else had done that.
Right.
But we already know that energy from the hex can motivate powers due to, or some sort of energy due
right.
to the fact that they powered Spectral from it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, absolutely. So there's definitely a lot of chaos, magic, chaos energy that's there as well. That yeah. So if we go one more, I think there's a scene where Agent Wu is captured, and he's he's cuffed, and he grabs a phone and he makes a call to Cliff.
That's the landlord, right?
Sorry?
That's the landlord?
Who, Cliff?
Yeah. It's just his buddy.
Yeah, like, exactly.
I'm gonna get the rent for you later.
Oh yeah, exactly. But he tells him like, "Hey, come in within the hour," which the clip, by the way, is just an hour. So it makes perfectly good. Like, it was breaking the fourth wall. Whatever, breaking the fourth wall was just being
What do you mean the clip
aware
was
of what's going on.
What do you mean?
The last episode.
Yeah.
It's within an hour, and he says, "Can you come here within an hour?" So it's kind of like, "Can you come in within this episode?" kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't say that. Is it really within an hour? I didn't even check the time frame on it. I didn't even know that, because most of the episodes were like
30 minutes, 40 minutes. I think this was like close to 50 almost.
Wow. Okay. Let me check out the exact time frame. No, because I'm curious.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. You can go ahead and check. I just wanted to tell you guys that basically, when he talks about Quantico, so Quantico is an academy that's for the FBI. Who else actually trains there but the Punisher? So the Punisher actually gets his training from Quantico. So this is really cool because they've mentioned Daredevil's coming into the MCU or already being part of the MCU, and they're talking about places that the Punisher may have been in. There's a lot of, I don't know if you guys have seen the Spider-Man animated series. Maybe you guys are more familiar with that compared to the books. But there is a big story arc where you see Blade, you do see the Punisher. You also get to see Morbius and Spider-Man kind of have a mishmash and tell that storyline in that sense. So it'd be great if they revisited that, or maybe get just influenced by it. But it's very exciting because they've just opened up another bracket just by mentioning that one place, the Quantico location. So yeah.
That is pretty cool, and I just double checked, and it is 50. It's actually the longest episode we've had, and most of them were like the max 47 minutes, but like with 20 minutes of credits. But no, it's
Right.
cool. It's cool because, like you're saying, it opens up all these doors to the future phase of the MCU. Which, if you're like me and you just basically you've been watching from the start, and most people are. You got your classic Iron Man, Captain America, you've
Right.
got your
The
Thor,
classics,
Hulk is in there, and all these people are slowly, disappearing. Either they're getting killed by that glove you got behind you, or
Right.
either they're that one, or either they're they're growing old with Peggy, or whatever it is, they're
The
just
Pegster.
gone. They're going to the next series of shows,
They moved
the
on,
Guardians of the
exactly.
Galaxy. So basically,
Right.
you have this kind of like empty spot to fill, and so obviously Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, may he rest in peace, a great actor and a legend in my opinion. And then he also has the fact that he's he was being part of this new phase, or like this
Right.
new
This new
kind of
era of
this
heroes.
new era, exactly. And now his sister hopefully is going to be stepping into the role, and we can see Shuri
Right.
kind of step into the Black Panther role. And so you have that storyline coming in. You have Captain Marvel, which I thought she was going to be a much bigger influence in Infinity War, and we didn't see her at all, because
Right.
I figured that it was Captain Marvel and then Infinity War right away, right? So that was the last missing piece of the puzzle. In my mind, it was like, okay, she's going to play a crucial role considering they've been waiting this whole time to kind of introduce her.
Right.
And
I
yet
think
nothing.
it would have been maybe too easy if she was there as well. I think they needed her to not be there, just to have the heroes make those sacrifices, make those certain calls, certain plays, because we're not the only planet to be saved. But yeah,
Yeah.
because the way she fought Thanos right away, she really made him run for his money there. So yeah,
She did. And the fact that obviously, yes, she's introduced because she's gonna play probably a bigger role in the future and the whole thing.
right.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what it's gonna look like, and because of this show,
Yeah,
you have obviously you have the spin-offs. So you have the Loki, you have the Loki show, you have the Hawkeye. Is it gonna be a show? I think it's gonna be a show in the.
it is. Yeah, it's
yeah.
gonna be a series as well. Exactly. So it's gonna be a series, and yeah, go ahead.
No, that's
Break
it.
down.
And yeah, so it's
Yeah.
series. And
And
then
then-
have
So then we also had, just to tie this all in, we also had the Spider-Man title finally released. So it's No Way Home. But there's a scene where they kind of look up and people are pointing out it's a shadow of what seems to be Doctor Strange because of the way his hair is parted, which could make sense and probably will make sense because they're also going into the multiverse. His movie is all about the multiverse. We're now knowing, or maybe through Wanda, that she could be opening these doors basically that she maybe forgets to close, and that's what happens. Maybe more than what she expects comes out. We don't know yet. 'Cause
Well,
when we
literally Agatha or Agnes or whatever repeated 1,000 times, you don't know what you're opening, you don't know what you're starting. So
Yeah.
it's literally, I mean,
Yep.
the punchline for introducing all of these multiverse theories.
Exactly, and Wanda might ultimately just be the villain as well, because like we mentioned, Avengers 186, the Kachan actually possesses her, so he's now embodying, is using her as a vessel and doing his, she's doing his biddings basically. Or
Right.
it could be the kids that pop up and it's, Mephisto in this case, and they kind of play around or manipulate her as well. So there's different ways to go with this, and they've opened a lot of doors. And what's really cool is like Mephisto right now, everyone's talking about him. We've never seen him yet. Before WandaVision, nobody knew who he was. So even if they do bring him in, kind of like how they did with Thanos, you pop him in maybe in an end credit or two, he's already established. Like people already know throughout all of our videos and everybody else's videos, and just the fact that the community is pretty strong with these kind of theories. So we
No, but 100%.
Yeah.
I have never heard of him before. I mean, I did read about him once in a book.
Okay.
What was it called? The Bible. And except for except for that, I had never read about him in the past. No, but it is interesting to kind of see, because I mean, this is Marvel. There's a bag here. Pick a freaking character at the end. Like, there's thousands of them to pick from.
Absolutely.
Like, just the what is it? Night. What's the version of Batman from the Night Moon? What is it? There's a version of a character that kind of resembles Batman as well that I'm excited to kind of see. No, not a billionaire philanthropist. I'm talking about he wears the hood. He has the staff with the half moon there.
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight, that's it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see, like, there's all these characters
right.
that are completely unexplained or not unintroduced, and I'm excited to see them. I'm excited to see also if it could be a fusion with the whole Sony Fox world, where they've already taken care of Sony, but the Fox world as well with all the X-Men. So I'm excited to see all that happen, and all of these kind of new ideas that are stumping from here, and then obviously, like you're saying, Scarlet Witch, which inherently has not been Wanda, because Wanda is not evil, but in theory, Scarlet Witch does have an evil presence, or can have an evil presence.
Right. So the same way we kind of have the Phoenix Force, where you have Jean Grey, which is, very kind, very sweet, she wouldn't hurt a fly. However, with the Phoenix Force, she's a complete polar opposite. Exactly. So this is kind of the same trope where you have this, demon possessing her. And also, I think we didn't mention it, but because they've brought in the fact we're talking about demons, talking about gods, and, just the dark hole itself, yes, it opens up to Doctor Strange for sure, because, even Agatha says, her power surpasses the Sorcerer Supreme. So already she's already beyond, the dude himself. But
the dude himself. I mean, this guy only basically is the strongest magician in the universe. But yes, the dude himself, the guy that has the buddy that wants the tuna melt, the dude himself.
Exactly. Put your hands up in the air.
If you want a tuna melt. Okay.
But yeah. Anyways, so now that we've kind of connected all this for you guys, we just wanted to bring one last thing, and that's basically the internals. So again, they've mentioned the gods, they mentioned all of these things. It's kind of a nudge to show them. Who knows? We might even see Kachan in the Eternals before he gets, cast away to these realms. So it's really cool that they're gonna bring all this, and the way how things are positioned, it would make sense. I just want to get into some Easter eggs that maybe you have seen, maybe you didn't see, and I think they're really cool. So first off, we know that Buicks have a hard time with their airbags unless the keys need to be in the ignition. But when she crushed Agatha, there was no airbags. Okay, I don't know if that was part of the product placement.
I don't know that cars really are used to being thrown at houses,
or witches in that cases. And there is a big nod to the Wizard of Oz. So when we see the boots under the car, that's basically a nod to when Dorothy lands in the Land of Oz, and you see the two boots,
crushing the witch.
Exactly. And then in the theater, if you look in the background before things go, hayward, you basically see the title of it being The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, I didn't even pick up on that.
Oh, there you go.
That's okay.
Yep. We also see a little bit of Star Wars, so we kind of see the chokehold. She grabs everybody. Exactly, everyone's. It was great, and why not? I mean, Disney owns Marvel, they own Star Wars. They can mishmash stuff. Maybe throw the baby Yoda in there. Why not?
Just to be clear, Grogu. Grogu.
Oh right, Grogu. Goku? What is he? A fusion with Goku? Fusion.
Is it Grogu or Goku? Anyway, I'll Google it.
Yeah, it's Grogu.
Grogu.
Yeah, Grogu. It's like ragu, but with a G.
I was about to say it sounds like a soup. Yeah.
In the library, where basically the two visions are having an exchange, they're seeing eye to eye. In the background, it says library.
I love these, Ryan. I love these. If you want more puns about Vision, check out our latest Instagram post.
Exactly. Check it out with your own eyes, But
Again, another Ryan. You're on fire. What is happening? Who set the
Exactly.
room on fire, Ryan?
Nah, I don't know. It's just in my line of sight.
Get
All right,
Sean
let's go.
Kingston to get these shotties off the dance floor, Ryan.
Exactly.
Come on.
Somebody call 911.
Oh my god.
So in the background, you see library is a place to be, so BEE, which is cool because it's a pun. Hey! But we've seen the whole hex. We've seen the whole, hive mind with Wanda. So I think this is a cool call out. I think also with the beekeeper, we see, somebody who's intruding the hive. People are pushing it towards swarm, which it could be. But I think it's, just a general idea of, you have a mind, you have a queen, you have a,
well, the shape, the
mindset,
shape
yeah.
itself, the hex, right? A hexagon is the shape of the
sweet honeycombs.
The sweet honey nut Cheerios honeycombs. Yes, sir.
Not sponsored.
It could be though. If you wanted to, we will accept your money. So Ryan,
Exactly. Hey, General Mills.
Ryan, that is mind blowing. You're dropping so many Easter eggs out here. I think you'd be making an Easter egg omelet. Let me tell you something.
That's a bit exaggerating, but okay.
This is crazy because it's opening up a whole lot of doors for the MCU, and I just want to. First of all, I want to kind of end this off the same way that they decided to end off WandaVision pre-post credit scenes. We just see her flying away from Westview, leaving all of these people that have been drastically affected.
All of her peeps.
All of her controlled mindset.
Her entourage.
Peeps, her entourage. She, basically everybody's getting back to their normal, Tylenol, whatever their normal is, and they're just.
She definitely would need some after that head-crushing, grab that other Vision Spectral did.
No, I don't know what type
literally
of.
lifted her up by her head.
I thought she'd be stronger.
Exactly. Now watch your neck snap. Anyways,
They told me you were powerful. So there's going to be so many new things happening. Specifically one, which I think is super interesting. I think is it next week that it's dropping? The Falcon and Winter Soldier. God damn it! What is it again?
It's Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah, it is gonna drop later this month though. I think there's a little break in between. I think they're giving people some time to catch up, maybe on WandaVision, and then yes, at the end of the month, it should be dropping. I think right after the break. So yeah, it's gonna be very cool. Excited to check it out. I mean, it's gonna be probably a whole new different direction. I think it's gonna be very Captain America and Winter Soldier type, where it's like, born, a lot of action, a lot of,
patriotism.
Definitely a lot of patriotism and one-handed jokes.
Star-spangled leather boots, just on stage for the troops. You know? No, 100%. A whole new door, and I don't think completely related. I could think complete unrelated, and I think they're gonna open up all these doors kind of one by one. So now you're opening up one door with WandaVision. You're gonna open up a new door probably with Falcon and Winter Soldier. That's gonna create a new kind of setup for then again the movies, and then you're setting up something else with the Loki series. You're setting up something else with the Hawkeye. You're setting up something else with the Spider-Man movie, and I think we're kind of starting back at the cradle of the original MCU with the Iron Man movies and every independent movie that are kind of going to come together in the Avengers assemble the first Avengers movie. So I think we're basically starting back. Hashtag Harry Potter Phoenix from the ashes, starting back from the ashes and just like picking back up, and Tony Stark, I don't feel so good, ashes, and just starting right back up into like a bundle of new outlines, new storylines, new looks, new movies, new characters.
Exactly.
So
like Deadpool, the X-Men are gonna drop at some point. And speaking of the new characters, as you were saying, we kind of already seen a few of them. So if Wiccan and Speed, basically her kids, become part of the new X-Men, or they become part of the new Avengers, because we also we saw a few trailers drop where you see Hawkeye and you see his daughter. Well, maybe not a trailer, but I think you do see some production footage from it.
Set pictures.
Set pictures. There you go. Yeah. So you're getting the second generation being viewed now within the Phase 4, and I think that's cool. I think they're gonna set it up really cool. When they do finally do an Avenger movie, or a amalgamation of all this together, it's gonna be sick. I think it's gonna be. Would it be just as big as Endgame? Who knows? But right now, the way they've split open all of these like possibilities, it's great. It's definitely have us hype, and I definitely can't wait.
Well, they haven't dropped the ball because obviously it's been 13 years in the making.
Yeah.
God damn, 13 years. I feel old.
I can almost go to high school now. It's crazy.
It's just a whole era of movies, and they haven't dropped the ball where I thought, that was it. Okay, moving on to other things. But no, they really kind of kept it going in a new, fresh way. So I'm excited to see what's going to come from this new phase of the MCU. Right. And I'm also excited to see, how they're going to kind of assemble that together. Because obviously Avengers was an easy take on it because it existed and people kind of already knew about it. But now there hasn't been this really, unified version of these new characters or these soon to be new characters. Yeah. So and we'll have to see. We'll have to see. That's all. We'll just have to see.
No, absolutely. And what's great about the Phase 4 so far, anyways, is that we've seen the mash, the bash, everybody, fighting but WandaVision really was a whole different setting. It was
a story. It was a story origin, the whole thing.
Yeah, it was great, and everybody, fell in love with it. And I think it's gonna resonate. That the superhero movies, we've done it one way, but I think hopefully Phase 4, maybe that's the way they're gonna do things. They're gonna present it to the audience in a whole new different view. And at first, remember, people were like, oh, what is this in the first 2 episodes, which it was kind of hard, if you didn't understand the references and stuff, to watch, because you're like, what is going on here? Why is it black and white? Anyways, but it's crazy because it just made it all the more beautiful.
When you think about it, we didn't see any powers being used for like 4 episodes, which is crazy.
Right, exactly, except for like washing the dishes and making breakfast for dinner.
No, but this is a superhero show.
Right. There's no pow and poofs. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
No, absolutely.
So it's a fresh take on it. Super. Right. Let's wrap this up. I just wanted to kind of tell people out there we have so much more content coming your way. Already we're updating our Instagram page on a weekly, if not daily basis. We're posting either it's memes, it's comic book related stuff. And
we try to keep it as original as possible. All those memes you see, we're trying to churn them out ourselves, but it's. Yeah.
We'll try as long as you laugh. You know what? We succeeded. So either it's a laugh, either you're here for information.
The puns or just
in either way, exactly. We've got you covered. So check out our Instagram, check out our YouTube channel, subscribe to not miss a beat, because we will have a lot more content coming your way, especially with the new series that are coming out in a couple of days, if not weeks. So let's check those out together. Let's do the same thing we did with WandaVision, and yeah. If you're looking for us, we are Team Pun Fun on Instagram. We're Team Pun Fun on YouTube. Links will be in the bio of whatever you're looking at this video from, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on YouTube, wherever it is. Links will be below. Any end words, Ryan? I think we've covered a lot of bases. We have so much more to talk about. We don't have time. That's all. We just don't have the time.
Yeah, so we have so much more coming your way. Not only are we going to review, we're going to throw those Easter eggs. We're also going to tie in all the rest of the MCU properties. We're also going to showcase maybe a bit of more DC later as we go forward. And we're also going to reach out to the artists, the cartoonists, the pencilers, the writers, because we want to make sure they have a light to shine, because without them, this whole thing wouldn't happen. Maybe a bit of independent, maybe a bit of local.
Absolutely right. Let's not get into too many details. I want to keep this vague because we have so many things at the work, and let's just not ruin it for anybody. Make sure you follow us. That's all I'll say. We have so many things that are going to be popping up very soon. Very, very soon.
Super excited.
Without further ado, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and give us all the feedback you can, and stay tuned because we are coming through with a lot more content. Peace out!